How to scale with X and make nine-figure connection. In this video, I'll go deep dive why X is the best platform for networking, making new connections, and also for hiring or getting hired yourself. Why do I know this? Because I'm Alex. I work with 7 and 8 figure entrepreneurs as their operation of sales. Also, I've done every single part of selling on X you could kind of imagine, some parts of marketing as well. But in this video, I'm going to talk about why you need X because it's absolutely a crazy platform. It's a wild west because it has free speech. It's not restricted in any way. It's super hard to find out who's real, not real. But don't worry, I've been on the platform for 1.7 years, even probably more than that, and I know how to like maneuver myself around. So writing is the core of X. Writing is everything. Of course, you're tweeting, it's writing. But I'm not going to talk about like people posting and making threads. That's a different game, which we'll dive into. You need to write using your brain a lot more to produce the content. Now, of course, producing a piece of content is harder. Like you're sitting there, like this video is recorded. I probably have, like made bullet points. I've done all these things. I've made this board. But X is kind of like, it's more spontaneous. So what do I mean by that is that it works on the game of replies. If I reply to you, you reply to me, I follow you, you follow me. It's kind of more so a tribal community type thing. And depending on this is like your entire game where you end up on the platform. You could make a lot of good tweets, which some people do, a lot of people do, but that is highly competitive when you're starting out. Also, you don't get much traction. So the easiest way you can kind of grow and make connections fast, like a lot of people do, is by replying, is by writing something that's, witty, smart, or that's just funny, like something that makes sense to people that you're kind of targeting, or even if you just like their personality. Like there's a bunch of examples I can give you right now, which will I kind of like deep dive in about like people who have money, who don't have money. But it is not planned. It is as natural someone can get. Expect a long, yeah, it's like a long video format. Now, some people, you can just see it is kind of fake. Like, I don't make a big script, like writing every single word down what I'm going to say. I make bullet points. Of course, I make, this like core of the video, but I don't sit there and meticulously say every single word because then it just looks bawdy. That's why Twitter is hard to go because of this reason, because it's spontaneous. You have to reply, you have to like be on your toes kind of. So you need to grab attention with words that the people you like the people that you want to target loves it. Like they are like, this guy is it. Now, where do you find people on Twitter? Now that's the biggest thing, because you need to go to the dark valley of Twitter. I call it the dark valley, which is the money Twitter. If you're completely new, money Twitter is just where people are making money, sharing tweets, talking about like finances, businesses in general, sharing their ideas. Now, money Twitter can either destroy you or make you a fuckload of money. Reason being is that most people who you think have money, and the person who doesn't have money has 22 followers with no profile picture. That's the truth. And they're probably a billionaire. That's just how it is. That's how you need to identify the people. Now, a great example is someone called Jason Applebaum. Now, Jason Applebaum I think he's a 9-figure entrepreneur, right? Everybody calls him Unc because he's like in his 30s. And that guy had literally no PFP. And he just flexed a little bit here and there. Like, you wouldn't believe this guy would have money. I would highly suggest you just check his account out. Now he has a lot of followers because people kind of cashed on because he was talking about all these big numbers and all the other kids. So there's also like Twitter kids. So Twitter kids are the people that are like actively on X making money. Like some of them are like Brett Skills, even TJR. Of course, you also see them on Instagram, but they're also active there. Some other names I would say, yeah, TJR, and the whole Ben as well. Uh, yeah, these are the like kind of like core guys which you can kind of like see as Twitter kids. Now, Jason, when he hopped on this platform, literally like I followed him because I know one. Now this is the thing. This is networking. I know one guy who owns a 8-figure brand that worked with Rick Ross, Jason Derulo, and he followed him. And I'm like, why did you follow him, bro? Then he made a post on it, which was on that most people wouldn't even believe this guy has money. It was something like, I'm misquoting it, but it was something around that, most of you are flexing your Huracans. This guy has he had a Lambo tractor, like the actual, like the art piece, not like the actual tractor, but like an art piece of it. As how people kind of like find out, like, oh, this guy's rich, he has money. So again, it's who you know. Like I wouldn't have not like I followed Jason when he was around like 800 followers or something, or even less. Now he's at like 30K. But I followed him around that time, and you talk around. I call him uncle all the time, just like bantering. But this is how you kind of get around. And also, he started posting like content on YouTube, affiliate marketing, which is actually pretty good because he's a 9-figure guy on that. And so you kind of like flying around. But this is the entire thing. I followed him on 800. Why? Because I knew another guy who was an 8-figure entrepreneur who was following him, and I asked him, "Hey, bro, but who you know?" So you have to be careful. Easiest way you can do is find your like North Star. Find one person, which this guy has money, he's good, but of course not like those like flashy like Twitter kids. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. Most like 85% or even 90% are bad. They don't make any money. If they make it off a course or something. Fake screenshots, fake everything. We need to find a one good person. That one good person, you can talk to their mutuals. You kind of like lay around because your feed will also curate the type of people that you kind of want to see slowly and slowly. Well, that's how you kind of maneuver around. And money Twitter is a hard space to maneuver around. So the best way is to just find your North Star, some person that you kind of trust or know who's not extremely well known. Like don't follow Danco or something, because then you're going to end up on the other side of Twitter, which is also I'm going to talk about there. Now, the second part. Why is this even important? Because you will end up talking to people in your DM you couldn't even dream of. If you look at Jason or if you look at any of these guys, like even Ryan, Ryan is blowing up on YouTube. I don't know how to say his last name. Let me just spell it out. Calling. So yeah, we have Ryan over here. He's massive on YouTube. He's growing as well. Jeremy Haynes is another one. But Ryan, I followed through him to Jason now. You see that, right? So it's like a cycle. It makes sense. I knew Jason. Jason was talking to Ryan. I was like, hey, let me follow Ryan. Then I started watching his YouTube videos. YouTube videos are super, super. If you're an info guy, you're making a lot of money, or even if you're in the middle part, super good, super great guy, knows his stuff. I think he has done like 75 million in info. So absolute killer. But he makes YouTube videos now. He's also, kind of going to the well-known space. But on Twitter, he has like 8K followers, I think. But again, I sent him my Loom and I was talking to him in the DMs. Like, that guy would have never ever seen my stuff on Instagram or anywhere else. But because on Twitter, because I was in his comments, because I was talking, because I was like showing the support, I had him in my DMs. And that's the power of Twitter. And I can give you a bunch examples how I even got like appointment setting rules. Okay, why were my appointment setting rules super, super good? Because I was using like Twitter at a time where most people didn't kind of use it. So Twitter is now big. People do appointment setting offers all the time. I did it around like 1.5 years ago when it wasn't that famous. So the offers I got were like for people who were just massive killers, and I would just be in their DMs and be like, okay, this guy just like, and I would just stand out from the public because those tweet a lot of the times do get a lot of attention. So I would make like my own like an entire pitch why you should hire me, and like what's the main reason. And then I also showed my testimonials on the back, like these are people that I work with, blah blah blah. I did all of that, so I got hired in like these super mega companies, which I could never ever do if I was using LinkedIn, or LinkedIn is the worst. LinkedIn or Innovate or any of these sort of platforms because of Twitter. And also my mutuals, by extension, now I have a lot of these people following me back, not Ryan or like Jason, but like I have a bunch of people that follow me, so that's also something. So I have like 700 followers. That's not that many, but if you go on my account, you'll see like 25, 50 mutuals. That's it. Like they will be like, okay, this guy's like legit. He has so many people following him, blah blah blah. And some of the people I worked with, some of the people I helped around with something. So like it's a tribalistic type of thing. Like okay, Jason, Ryan, all these people. I'm follow you as well. So you have that person in your network. So that's the thing. And even 9-figure people, which you would like never see the accounts, they are all private. Like 9-figure accounts are like even like billionaires. Those guys are like extremely, extremely private. That's why like they have no PFP and all that. So even Jason still doesn't have PFP. He has a YouTube channel. He has it on Instagram, but on X he doesn't. But like yeah, you can just need to like identify people by seeing what they do rather than what they write. Now a lot of people will try to fake you by making posts, by making all this sort of like, oh, look at me in my Lambo, all that stuff. 90% of them are Pinterest photos. Like that's the truth. All these people that you kind of look into, or you're like, oh my god, this guy's so big, or he has a Rolex, all sorts of, that's all fake. 90% of the people on that platform, these Twitter kids again, not because most Twitter kids are not good people. They're fake. They like fake, fake Shopify screenshots, you name it, fake everything. Everything is fake. It's a facade. How do you know they're good? First of all, you use your North Star. You see if my guy is following them, see who people are following them in the mutual. If I have a guy who says I'm a billionaire and he like if he even if he has, let's say, like he has like 200 followers or something, and he has zero of the people that I follow or are my mutual, I will not trust that guy. But instead, if I have someone who has literally 2 followers but 2 of the guys that I know, then I'll follow the guy. Happened to me recently. There's a new guy on the platform. I can't remember his name, but again, he's completely new. Guy's multi-millionaire, absolute killer. He has like a garage gym, everything, super super. Like he's good as what he do. But how did I find out? Because Jason was following him. Again, it's actually seeing like what people comment, what is their actual reason to be there is the easiest way to see when they're commenting, and like why they're like flexing. Most of the people who are actually rich will not show you the things, but you need to identify them in those photos. Like a great example was, again, Jason's tractor. Like he had like a tractor from, I think, what are they called? It's a showpiece. He had like a Lamborghini tractor showpiece, and in the back he has some super super vintage old cool cars, which is like like in from like 2012 stuff, which is super hard to find, super expensive to buy, like $4, $5, $6 million, because these vintage cars are expensive. Also maintaining them. So I saw that in the photo, and this is what also one of my guys who's like an 8-figure guy, I don't want to like say his name, he also identified that and he made a post on it. So you start to see all these patterns in, and you start to see, okay, what's actually happening. Then you follow these people. But let me go back to like something super crucial, which you most probably want to do or like even do, is just let me just, yeah. This is like some of the results we have gotten, right? Boom. Now, 316 appointments booked, 100 people completed events, 33 were rescheduled. You can 133, 50, and all these people that were DQ'd, all these DQ'd people went to a free Discord group. So we didn't waste a lead. Again, the past 15 days, 130, 35, 17. This is of this month, by the way, crushing it. We're already at 17K. I'm pushing it for 40 because the guy that I'm working with, he literally made like 15K for like 4 or 5 months straight, or even 10K. Now he's at like 17K in like almost 12 days, which is absolutely insane. How did he find me? Twitter. It's that. You can hire the best talent on Twitter. Most people don't really understand that how important hiring talent is. Finding good people to work with is like absolutely the most horrendous thing you can do, because I work with, I've managed people in the past. I've trying to get teams together. It's the absolute hassle. It's just fuckery. It's so bad. Don't even get me talking about it. But Twitter, on the other hand, you can kind of see how smart the person is, and sometimes you'll also find talent, because a smart guy will be on money Twitter. They will be there for the purpose of getting hired, or you'll just have connections like these 9-figure guys or 8-figure guys that will give you those guys, which will make you what? Connection, connection, connection. Again, that loop gets circled around and you make money from it. That's how the entire space is. So keynotes is that you need to find a person who is your North Star. Let me just, make that. Find your North Star, one person that you would follow. Once that's done, then you go and basically see their mutuals, who they're following. You follow those people. After then, you start replying and commenting. Commenting and replying is the easiest way and the fastest way to grow. Once you have done that, you can kind of use your connections, hit people in the DM. Don't try to be salesy. These people do not care. They make too much money, and they don't want to buy your course or whatever you have. So don't do that. But what you can do from there is get more connections, and boom, the cycle will repeat. You can also follow me. I'll link it in my description, or I'll link it in the comments down below. And you can just kind of like find people like me, or the people like how my client JC found me through Twitter, through my post. And now he's making like 17K in like 12 days, which is absolutely insane. But this is the game. Most of you guys need to sit there and use it to make money. Don't sit there and just scroll, and don't sit there and just like watch weird stuff, because there's gonna be a lot. It's a hard platform to like filter out. It will take you like 2 or 3 months to actually get your like ground in the game, like skin in the game. But once you do, it's one of the best platforms. You will find the highest quality of talents. You'll find the highest quality of people there. I know so many people from there that have just helped me and just made me to this point where I'm able to hit like 30, 40K a month from just Twitter. And you need handouts. A lot of people like shit on handouts. I don't think they're bad at all. By handout, I mean you're just a person that people can help, and you can return the favor later on. That's how the world is. You cannot be a lone warrior and all that stuff. Sit there, play strategically, and use this platform. It will also sharpen up your mind. Writing is one of the best things you can do. It will also make your scripting, all these things better. So this was the entire video. If you have any questions, link me down below. Also, you can hit me up on my Twitter. I check my I'm always there. Like I would say 85% of my day, just like talking, doing work. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one, or hit me up on Twitter.